Now, after losing months' worth of revenue from planes being grounded during the pandemic, airlines like United, they're now claiming it's spending a whole lot of money, $1.4 million every 2 weeks, on paid leave for unvaccinated workers. This is the latest in a perfect storm for U.S. airlines ahead of the holiday travel season, when approximately half of Americans say they plan to fly. Joining us now, travel journalist Peter Greenberg. Peter, good to see you again. So obviously, the airlines are trying to save money. They're trying to make more money up from huge losses during the course of the pandemic. But break down United Airlines' claim. Are they basically saying we can't afford to keep unvaccinated staff on the payroll?
Well, let's go back to the original United Airlines mandate that said by September 27th, if you didn't get vaccinated, you'd be terminated or put on unpaid leave. Well, the judge gave a restraining order against United Airlines saying that they couldn't do that yet. United appealed that. The judge just extended that restraining order till November 8th. So right now, that's where you're coming up with that $700,000 a week cost to keep those unvaccinated pilots on paid leave until this issue can be resolved. But this is just the beginning of a number of battles being fought by airlines and pilots and other employees at federal agencies over their own vaccine mandates, which are going to go throughout the rest of the year. And that's what's really worrying people a lot, because you have a perfect storm about to happen. November 8th is one of those days, believe it or not just because of the restraining order, but that's the day the United States opens its borders to all the fully vaccinated foreign travelers coming in. So the crowds are going to get bigger. And then, of course, November 24th is the day that some of the airlines gave their employees the mandate deadline. That's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the busiest travel day of the year.
It seems as though, even though they're doing these mandates really because of President Biden's appeal, saying that employers had to have all of their employees, their staff, vaccinated by a certain timeline, I'm guessing. But the truth of the matter is they don't want to lose government contracts.
Correct. And that deadline was December 8th. And those government contracts, when it comes to airlines, is hauling the U.S. mail. That's how airlines started in the business of commercial transportation back in the 1920s. They still do that today. And if they can't haul the mail, if they lose that contract, the U.S. Postal Service does not have the resources to deliver that mail because they got nobody to fly it.
But this has become a huge HR, chaotic drama. I mean, is there any winning on the side of the airlines or on the side of employees who are holding out from getting the shot?
In the short term, it seems that the pilots are holding the cards, because take a look at American. They have 14,000 pilots. About 4,000 of them are unvaccinated. And they're saying, OK, if you want to put us on leave, if you want us to be fired, who's going to fly the airline? Same thing is happening at Southwest. Now, they're not saying that publicly, but that's the subtext. And right now, they seem to be holding the cards.
Is there any progress being made in terms of the TSA? I know that you've mentioned to us that many of their employees are not vaccinated yet, or are maybe holdouts as well.
Well, you have a double whammy there, because the TSA is already understaffed by about 5,000 agents who they have yet to hire and train. And this comes before the busiest travel time of the year. Add to that there are still 40% of TSA agents who've not been vaccinated. And their union is doing exactly what the New York City Police Department union is doing and the Southwest Airlines pilots is doing, saying, we're not going to agree to that. So if you don't like it, fire us. So get ready for more problems at the airport.
Yeah, maybe longer lines. Not exactly going to be a happy holiday for some people based on these predictions. Thank you so much, Peter Greenberg. Good to see you.
You got it.